We are good to go. So karibuni sana, welcome to today's session. Today we are going to discuss a very, very important topic that affects our lives. And that's the issue about our heart health, how we can keep a healthy heart. And of course, if you already have a heart condition, how you can be able to manage it in a friendly, organic, and natural way. So, karibuni, my name is Fred Gichuki. Fred is an entrepreneur with NEOLIFE International. I joined this business looking for money, but I came and I found there was a lot to do with heart, with a healthy, keeping a healthy body, healthy nutrition. And I got excited about it. I started learning a lot about it. And of course, practicing it practically in my life. I started using the NEOLIFE products. When I came in, I used my parents as a guinea pig because I came in for money. But when I was told that there was products here that you had to use, you had to experience before you could share and give a story, then I remembered that my dad had ulcers, my mom had high blood pressure, and I put them on the products. And today's session, actually, for me, it's a personal one because I saw my mom use these products and she got very, very good results with NEOLIFE, because what used to happen to her is that she would get, if she was a teacher, so if she taught a double lesson, her legs would start to swell, she would start coughing, and her pressure would shoot up. And it would be a crisis. She would be rushed to hospital and would spend quite a bit of money. But after starting to use the NEOLIFE products, we were able to manage that condition to a point whereby she is able to live a normal life. She can do strenuous work. She can be flexible. She can carry heavy things, but her pressure is stable. And that became very exciting. In fact, it's been more than 15 years since we last had a crisis as far as her health is concerned. My dad, on the other hand, also was able to sort out his ulcers issue using the NEOLIFE products, and that gave me a lot of confidence. I went out sharing this idea and opportunity with so many people and built a huge business that goes into about 12 countries. And I can tell you with NEOLIFE, it's not just about the health. There's also a financial benefit. If you want to look at doing it as a business, of course, you do it on a part-time basis. I was employed, I was working, but I was doing it in the evening, weekends, public holidays, whenever I could get a chance, because I was working about 18 hours a day in the hotel industry. And when you're working 18 hours a day, definitely you don't have a lot of time to do other things. But the module that we use in NEOLIFE is a module that allows you to invest an hour, 2 hours a day, and you still are able to make money. And I did that. I built a business, became a director in the company, became a world team member. That had a lot of implication, of course, financially, because directors in NEOLIFE earn anywhere between 50 to 100K. World team members earn anywhere up to about 350,000 Kenya shillings. And we also have president's team members who earn over 500,000 and above. And I rose through the ranks, courtesy of NEOLIFE. And I started traveling the world. I've been able to travel to more than 20 destinations with NEOLIFE. And to me, that is something major, because working as a receptionist, earning 10K per month, I would never have thought that one day I would even get into a plane going somewhere. So if you're here and probably you're looking for a financial breakthrough, then you're at the right place at the right time with the right people. If you're here and probably you have a health issue, or you have a relative who has a health issue and you're looking for a solution, then you're the right place, because NEOLIFE has a solution for you that can actually help you and help your loved one to live a normal and healthy life. So let's look at our heart. How can we be able to take charge of our heart? Because that's a topic for today. We want to see how can we be able to take charge of our heart. First off, let's look at heart disease today. Where are we standing? What is the situation on the ground? If you look at those statistics, right now, the number of deaths due to cardiovascular diseases worldwide are standing to about 17 million. people who die because of heart disease. And you can see the breakdown there. Africa is there with about 1.2 million people dying of heart disease. I mean, those are too many deaths. Those are too many deaths. And that is why we felt it is important for us to discuss and see how can we avoid this? How can we avoid to be a statistic? What are some of the risk factors? What causes heart problems? And of course, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, smoking will definitely affect your heart, physical inactivity, diabetes, abdominal obesity. Actually, my sister, who is our guest speaker for today, I remember her telling me very well when I was just employed, and I was developing a bit of a belly, and she told me, Fred, remember that the size of your belly determines how close you are to heart problems and prostate problems. And that stopped me in my tracks. And since then, I've always tried to maintain a flat belly. It is tough, but you have to try and do it. So we are there: physical inactivity, diabetes, abdominal obesity, poor diet. These are the risk factors that are bound to make you have heart problems. Now, let's talk a little bit about the diet that you're taking or that we take, because many of us tend to eat our way into many health challenges. Some of us do it knowingly, some do it unknowingly. And it's important for us to look at what actually causes people to develop heart problems. And the main thing that actually causes that is the diet. And when you look at that pyramid is upside down. That gentleman that you see there enjoying his chips and burger and soda is enjoying a lot of fatty food. As you know, chips are deep fried. A lot of sugar in the soft drink. As you know, sugar and soft drinks go well. The soft drinks have a lot of sugar. If you take a 300 ml soft drink, chances are it will have about 8 tablespoons of sugar. I mean, that's crazy, because that's like a glass of tea and then you put 8 tablespoons of sugar. But I'm not saying you avoid soft drinks 100%, but at least take them in moderation, because anytime you plug a lot of sugar into your system, then the body takes the sugar, stores it as fat. And if you are trying to avoid weight gain, if you're trying to avoid cholesterol and heart problems and diabetes, then this is something that is not very good for you. Then we tend to eat a lot of proteins. Dr. Fatma tells us that you need to eat proteins, red meat, 3 times a week, not more than that, because otherwise you overwork your liver. Your liver cannot function properly. And then you see at the end of the day, you start building cholesterol into your system. Then you can alternate, also use other forms of protein, white protein. And white protein is fish and chicken, not pork. Pork doesn't fall in there because it has too much cholesterol. So when you look at that, you're able to take care of, when you're able to minimize the proteins, then you're on the right track. But the reality right now is that we eat too much meat. Most of us eat meat on a daily basis. If the food doesn't have meat, then that is not food. And that is why we are saying that you are putting in too much cholesterol in your system, and that can cause other problems. Then fruits and vegetables, we tend to eat very little of fruits and vegetables. And whereas we need to be eating much, much more. In fact, according to WHO, you are supposed to be taking 9 different types of fresh fruits and vegetables on a daily basis. In fact, the rule of the thumb is that for every meal you take, there has to be food that is alive. So there has to be salads, there has to be fruits, things that are alive that are not cooked, then you're on the right track. But if all your foods are cooked, then you're in trouble. Then whole grains, we tend to eat very, very little. So we tend to eat our pyramid upside down. World Health Organization recommends that this pyramid should be the right way up, such that whole grains should be in plenty, fruits and vegetables in plenty, proteins very little, and fats and sugars very little. In fact, they say you need to take only a teaspoon of sugar per day and a teaspoon of fat per day. But you realize that's not what we do. When you take a plate of chips, you've taken about half a glass of fat into your system. And most of that fat, because your body doesn't have the heat to keep it dilute, it will coagulate. And therein you have your cholesterol. So the diet is critical. The diet is critical as far as maintaining a healthy heart is concerned. And that picture there just gives you a graphic example. Today is Sunday, and I know this is what is happening in most people's homes. The man is out there, maybe he's having nyama choma with some friends. Of course, they'll down it with a drink or two. And you find that definitely it's not a bad thing, but when you do it constantly and consistently, then you're building in bad cholesterol into your system. And somewhere along the way, you're going to pay the price. Now, let's look at the basic unit of life. The basic unit of life is a cell. And we'd always say that you're only as healthy as your cells. You're only as healthy as your cells because your body is made up of cells. Yeah? Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm just getting some feedback here that my slides are not moving. Let me see how I can be able to sort that one out. Sorry for that. Sometimes technology can be a bit tricky. I thought I did everything right, but let's see what we can do here. Okay, I seem to be having a bit of a problem with my screen. Maybe I can get some feedback out there. Gladys, Lucy, can you see the screen? Is it moving now or not? Or is it still stuck where it was?
Freddie, not yet. Try to push the slide, I see.
Is it moving now?
No.
It's not.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just see.
Ah, good. Now it's working.
Oh, oops, I stopped sharing. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just try it again. Is it moving now? Is it moving?
Great, yeah. Yes, continue.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. Sometimes in Zoom, you don't get to know what's happening on this side. Sorry for that. So that was the first slide, which was showing us the statistics saying 17 million people are suffering from heart diseases. Then we looked at the risk factors, high blood pressure, cholesterol, physical inactivity, smoking, obesity, and poor diets. These are some of the things that actually cause heart problems. Then we looked at the diet at length and we saw the pyramid, and there you can see what I was talking about, the fats and sugars. The pyramid is upside down. This is a WHO food pyramid. It should be the other way around, where the fats and sugars are minimal, the whole grains are in plenty, proteins are minimal, fruits and vegetables are in plenty. But as you can see, it is upside down. And the guy on the right just shows you what happens when you put your pyramid upside down. And there you become a candidate for so many lifestyle conditions, being overweight, pressure issues, cholesterol issues, so many things go wrong when your diet is basically like that. And we looked at the reality on the ground and what is happening today, being a Sunday, yesterday was a Saturday. I'm sure this is what most people indulged in. And that is what I was saying, that it's good to do it, but once in a while. But when you actually make it a consistent and constant practice, then it becomes a problem. I remember Dr. Fatma sharing with us and telling us that when you take a quarter kilo of nyama choma, it's equivalent to taking 64 cigarette butts. And you can imagine 64 cigarettes at a sitting. That is crazy. The amount of toxins that you have placed into your system are just too many. So that is why we need to minimize some of these things, because then we are putting our bodies at risk. And then we were talking about the basic unit of life, which is your cell. Your body has between 75 to 100 trillion cells in the body. And the cells need to function properly. That is, nutrients need to get in, waste needs to get out. Your body is made up of cells. If your heart is made up of cells, if the cells of your heart malfunction, then your heart malfunctions. Any part of your body where the cells are not functioning, then you find that you get a problem in that area. And that's why it's important to take care of your cells. And your cells need a few things. They need to be nourished, they need to be protected, they need to be repaired, and they need to renew themselves. And one of the key nutrients for doing this is actually whole grains. And you find that that is something that lacks in our diet. We don't eat whole grains at all. And the whole grains form what we call the lipid layer, the oils on the side of the cells, which enable the cell to be permeable. Nutrients are able to get in and waste is able to get out. But when you're not eating enough whole grains, you're not eating enough fish. Fish gives you a lot of good cholesterol. And you find that when you take enough fish, you get omega-3 oils, which actually help go down to your cell. Now, the product that you see there called ProVitality Plus consists of 4 items. There's threonine, which is whole grains. There's omega salmon, which is fish oils. There's carotenoid complex, which is made from 18 different types of fruits and vegetables. And then you have minerals. And when you take ProVitality Plus, what it does is that it helps your cells to be soft and permeable so that nutrients can get in and waste can get out. And when your cells are permeable and they are functioning at peak levels, then you become very, very energetic. And you find that at the end of the day, if your cells are functioning, then you are less likely to become sick from any one of the lifestyle conditions. And those are some of the benefits of ProVitality Pack: energy, antioxidant protection, heart health, boosting your immunity, healthy brain function, flexibility, healthy joints, clear vision, youthful skin and hair, just to mention a few. And when we now go specifically to high blood pressure, and let's look at some of the issues of the heart that usually happen when you don't really take care of the heart properly, or if if our lifestyle is not at its best, then you find that you develop some of these conditions. The first condition or the first disease we are going to talk about is high blood pressure. And what is high blood pressure? Yeah, it's a lot of pressure that is applied to the heart. And this comes as a result of maybe too much cholesterol. The arteries are blocked. The blood cannot flow properly. And the heart ends up straining in pumping blood around the body. And when the heart is straining, then a few things can happen. One of the things that can happen is that you can get an enlarged heart. And that's a heart that is gathering fluid, and basically fluid is happening because it's training to pump blood around the body. That's one of the things that can happen. Another challenge is you can get is heart failure. And this also happens when the heart cannot take the pressure that is applied. Some of the causes of hypertension, that is magnesium deficiency, exposure to toxins, cholesterol imbalance, of course, due to poor nutrition, antioxidant deficiencies, stress, too much stress. If you're in a situation whereby you have a very stressful lifestyle, you don't get enough time to rest, then definitely you're going to have to strain to get into that situation where your heart is straining. Then increased salt intake. In fact, taking salt at the table, putting salt at the table is one of the major risky things to do if you're going to actually, putting salt on the table will actually make you get into a problem as far as the heart is concerned. So this is something that you need to avoid. I remember in the case of my mom, one of the things that the doctors told her not to do at the beginning was to stop putting salt at the table. That was a no-go zone. She stopped that immediately. And even the salt that she was putting in food was very minimal. It reached a point where she had to be told, stop taking salt altogether. So this is something that one needs to consider very much. Now let's look at what is there in nutrition that can help you in this situation. Of course, you need calcium and magnesium, very important. We looked at magnesium deficiency being one of the causes. You need omega-3 fatty acids, and that's why we are saying you need to take fish at least 3 times a week. 3 times a week, you need to take fish. You need antioxidants, you need garlic, and you need whole meals. So this is important. And the picture there shows you the kind of products or the kind of food that you're supposed to be taking. Now, when we go to NEOLIFE, and when you look at the products that one needs to be taking to actually help you deal with hypertension, then we have garlic allium complex. Garlic is a natural antibiotic, but in this case, garlic actually thins the blood, so the blood is able to flow around the body. Then we have omega-3 salmon oil plus. Omega-3 will actually help to clear the bad cholesterol out of the system and enable the heart to function properly. Then we have calcium, magnesium. Now the calcium relaxes you. The magnesium helps the muscles to function properly of the heart. And you find that the magnesium strengthens the heart muscle so that now it can be able to pump blood around the body. Then we have fiber tablets, which come in there. We have botanical balance, and we have vitamin E, which is also very important for proper blood circulation around the body. And as I told you earlier, these are some of the products that my mother used, and we immediately registered very good results with her. I remember at one point she had been, before we started on these products, she was on acupuncture, she was on herbals from a certain herbalist, she was taking medicine from the doctors, but all these things were not working. If she got a bit stressed, then her pressure would shoot up. Or if she lifted something heavy, her pressure would shoot up. But after she went on these products, then her pressure actually stabilized very well. Now, then we look at cholesterol issues. Well, not all cholesterol is bad. There's good cholesterol and there's bad cholesterol. And the low density lipotropics, those are the bad cholesterol. That's what you get from your nyama choma and the chips and all that. And there's the HDL, which comes in, and these are the fish oils, the cholesterol you get from the oils from the fish. And you'll find that the good cholesterol tends to clear out the bad cholesterol. And that's the irony about it. And that's why we said you need to take a lot of fish, because fish clears out the bad cholesterol out of your system. And the diagram there just shows you how the cholesterols come from your food to your arteries and then to your liver, starts straining your liver, and cholesterol builds up right there. So what does cholesterol do in your body? Excess cholesterol, it thickens your blood, forms blood clots, clogs arteries, and you end up with a problem right there. So these are the challenges that cholesterol has. Now, which products do we recommend for cholesterol? Definitely fiber tablets. Fiber is like a broom that helps you to clear cholesterol from your bloodstream. Then we have omega-3 oils, omega-3 salmon, very, very important, like I said earlier. Vitamin E, very good for proper circulation. Then we have a new product that came in the other day, very important, called lipotropic adjunct. Now, lipotropic helps to clear the plaque from the arteries. And you find that the plaque is a bad cholesterol that has stuck on the sides. So if you want to sort out your cholesterol issues, then you need to, of course, must include lipotropic. It's also rich in vitamin B complex, B12, folic acid, B6, which are also very important for the heart to be able to function properly. Then you have carotenoid complex, which is made from fruits and vegetables. We all know the story about fruits. Fruits are good for boosting your immunity and also helps with proper function of the heart. Now, the next challenge that we get is excess homocysteine. Now, what is homocysteine? Is actually amino acids, which it's a side effect of amino acids that break down in your bloodstream. And you find that when you're taking too much protein, then you run a risk of getting excessive homocysteine in your system. And high levels of this can lead to early development of heart disease, weak bones, diabetes, and that kind of thing. And there we also have other issues that are directly linked to excess homocysteine in your body. We talk about dementia, Alzheimer's disease, cardiovascular problems, osteoporosis, pregnancy complications, poor concentration, diabetes. These are some of the challenges that come with excess homocysteine in the body. Now, solution for homocysteine in the body, again, you'll realize that most of these products for these three conditions actually overlap. And that's the beauty about supplementation. You will take omega-3, it's the same omega-3 that you'll use for your arthritis. It's the same omega-3 that will control your cholesterol. And it's the same omega-3 that will actually sort out your forgetfulness. And that's the beauty about dealing with natural, 100% natural and organic supplements of NEOLIFE. So in the case of homocysteine, again, we are back to vitamin B complex, lipotropic adjunct, carotenoid complex, and omega-3 salmon oil plus. These are products that will help you to deal with excess homocysteine in the body. So these are the products of NEOLIFE that you can be able to use to maintain a healthy heart. And that's a summary of the products that I've just talked about. If you want, you can take a screenshot of those products that are there from omega-3 salmon, lipotropic adjunct, garlic allium, vitamin E, fiber tablets, CalMag. And there's a product there that has been we've added there, which is relatively new in NEOLIFE. It's called CoQ10. Now, CoQ10 is interesting because CoQ10 goes into the cell membrane. You remember we talked about a healthy cell, and it goes to the mitochondria. And what it does is that it helps the mitochondria to produce energy. So CoQ10 is responsible for the proper functioning of the internal organs that you have in the body. When you talk about the heart, you talk about the kidney, the liver, the pancreas, the brain. Then CoQ10 actually helps those particular organs to function. And that is why it has been included here, because it's one of the products that you need for your heart to function properly. So those are the products of NEOLIFE. And like I said earlier, these are products which are not new to me. I've been using them. I've been selling them for more than 20 years, and I've seen them do miracles. And I can tell you some of the stories that you find with our products. I remember there's a gentleman who had a stroke, and for about 7 years was paralyzed. And he used our products. And in less than 3 months, this guy was back on his feet, taking care of his cows and everything. And he had had a stroke, paralyzed one side for more than 7 years. That's how powerful these products are. I remember also one of my directors in the business, it's called Kemani. Kimani, the grandmother, had gotten a stroke. She was advanced in age. I think she was close to 90 years of age, and she got a stroke, and the doctors actually gave up on her. She was paralyzed. They had to do everything for her, take her to the toilet and all these things. She was bedridden. But after using these products, the old lady was able to recover 100%. She was even able to walk by herself. She was not even using a walking stick. And she was able to add some, I think, between 4 to 6 years to her life. So that's the amazing thing about these products and what these products can do for you. And if you have this disease, or if you have this condition, then these are products that you need to actually interact with, start using them, and they'll definitely make a very big difference in your life. So to avoid having a broken heart, then this is something that you really, really must look at. So before I conclude this session of today, like I had mentioned earlier, I have a guest speaker. The guest speaker of today is very special to me because she happens to be my own sister. She's a firstborn in our family. I introduced her to NEOLIFE. She's a medic by profession. She's a nurse. And right now she's actually residing in Germany. I think it's in Munich, if I'm not wrong. And she's called Lucy Gichuki, and she's going to share. She's also been interacting with these products for many years, for more than 20 years. And being a medic, she has firsthand experience about it. So Lucy, I don't know whether you are there. If you're there, please unmute yourself and put on your video so that you can be able to see you.
Fred, kindly make Lucy a co-host again.
Okay. Okay, Lucy, you can unmute yourself now. I've made you a co-host.
Okay, hello.
Hello, Lucy, we can hear you, though I cannot see you, but let me remove the pin. Oh, there you are, there you are. We can see you now.
Yeah, okay, my name is Lucy Gichuki. I'm a nurse by profession. Now I've been a distributor of this company for a very long time. And Ford introduced me to the opportunity. Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, we can hear you and we can see you. Go ahead, Lucy.
Oh, okay. Now I've helped a lot of people with these products, and I've risen to the level of world team member, supplier director. I've also traveled around the world. So for the guys who are in the visitors we have on this call, this is a wonderful opportunity to take up. You can learn more, and you also have to get to change your life and make incredible amounts of money. Now I want to talk about high blood pressure, because being a nurse by profession, you realize that I've talked to a lot of people who have been having high blood pressure. And one of the causes I've realized that is excessive weight that we are carrying around that is making us get high blood pressure. Now, I had a client, at the time I was working in Thika, I had a client, a man with a very big body. And interestingly, he had 4 wives. So even with the way I talked to him, I asked him, hey, now I will take his blood pressure. That round thing, that cuff could barely go around his arm. And I asked him, hey, my friend, what have you been doing? He told me I've been working for 25 years in Nairobi. Maki was in Thika, I think I was 20-something years of age. I told me I've been working for the last 25 years. I asked him, what is your diet for those years? He told me every day I've been taking 2 kilos of meat alone and escorting it with a ugali and maybe some boiled vegetables. In the morning, I used to take maybe around 3-4 eggs. Talk about lifestyle conditions and diet. It related 110% because this man was so big, he could not even wear a trouser. So he was always with a kikoi. So that's one of the major causes for high blood pressure, because you could not even take his pressure and he had 4 wives. So that's one of the major causes of. So if you can reduce your weight, it can really help you. Whatever weight you have, cut some of it off, because also that weight also goes and puts pressure on your liver. So when you decrease animal proteins, plant proteins are the best to take at any given day. I think that we need to take seriously is exercise. I've also met a guy now in the hospital who came to the hospital and he had very high pressure. The doctor told me, I'm not going to put you on drugs. What you're going to do, go buy sports shoes and a t-shirt and a tracksuit and run. Remember that guy jogged for around 3-4 weeks. When he came back, the pressure was normal. And he was like, doctor, you can't give me, no, I'm not giving you any more tablets because anything I give is not going down, but your lifestyle is making up. He was told, stop eating meat and buy sports shoes and run. That's what he did. And his pressure went back to normal. You can find now the increase that in the life expectancy because any medication, but his blood pressure went down. I also have another lady, a friend of mine who got a baby, who had gotten a baby some time ago. When I went to visit her after around 1 week, around 1 week or 2 weeks, I asked her, this child of yours is 2 weeks old, yes, a boy. And now comes when I hold him, when you hold a baby, you hold the head and you hold down here on the legs. He's folding up like a book. I asked her why. She told me, Lucy, you've not noticed even this child is like this child. And then I observed the child was not seeing. He could not, their eyes were not going round and round. I know this already, the child is already 2 weeks. He told me this child is not even seeing. And I've been told to go to clinic. And the boy had no reflexes. The way children cry and they throw their legs and their arms. He was not doing any movements. So when she told me that, I looked and said, wow, I mean, it is true. I tried to put the hand like this on the eyes, and I could see the eyes were not moving. So that child could not see, it's not movement, and had a very weak voice. And my kids were in the house. So they had an appointment to go to Kenyatta Hospital in a place where they deal with special children with problems after delivery. So what I did, I told her, I think what we need to do. And this one I did not even know her when I went to visit her. I met a friend, their husband is a taxi driver in Thika town. He told me, you know, Magdalene has gotten a baby boy. Can you go and see that baby, Lucy? I think you know something about omega-3. And I think that child of mine is omega-3. Oh, a taxi driver just told me, I went to the house, I introduced myself to the wife. That's when we got chatting. So I told her what you need to do here. You need to buy NutriShake, omega-3, calcium and magnesium, and white squares. Tell me, what is that? At times teachers, they start getting worried. Lucy, now you're going for a clinic and you're going to get some drugs there. Will these ones interact with the drug? Now, I told her, now what you get to the hospital is together with these ones. So she went to hospital, she got Calcimax from Kenyatta, plus some other vitamin tablets. And then she also used together with the shake. So she was grinding the supplements, NEOLIFE supplements, and putting them in shake with some water and giving the baby. I know this baby had a very big head. You see these kids you see walking out with very big heads. The head was very, very big. So the problem was the water was out of pressure in the brain, affecting the brain. And I could see from the scan, Manasa, they registered their brain atrophy. That means already the brain was halfway dead. So she could not have gotten they would just have been carrying these kids who have big bodies and she's more or less like a vegetable, just carry the child around who's growing bigger and bigger, but cannot do anything for themselves. So she started the child on Calmag, 1 every day, crushing, putting in NEOLIFE and Vita Squares and VitaGuard, and in the shake, NutriShake. By and by, the child finished 1 month, 2 months. Surprisingly, the child now started seeing well. She could cry. The child became very, very, very active. Around 2-3 months, the child was sitting down. Hospitals, the child was sitting down. By around 9 months, 10 months, the child was walking. And she was still going to clinic with the baby. So at around 1 year. So 1 year, 1.5, and then the mother started telling her, you are just enjoying us coming here with a very normal baby, and consider your child has got, children have big heads, and the doctor, and then now the doctor was seeing her was changed. So another doctor came and told her, this cancer you're bringing me are not like this child you are bringing. This child who you have come with here is already very active, and the child could come and grab the doctor's stethoscope and take it and put it on the doctor's head and on the doctor's heart. A very mobile boy. You know, today that boy, I think he's going to university. And in class, he's always number one. And sometimes in the house, everybody would get sick, and this guy will never even get a cold, even sneeze even for 1 minute, because of the base of the product from down there. So our products are very, very powerful. And especially prenatal is when the mothers ladies should always be on omega-3, but especially when you said you want to get a baby, start on omega-3 before you conceive, so that omega-3 can take care of your health and the health of your baby. Because one thing omega-3 does prevents high blood pressure in pregnancy. That's a major cause of death among mothers and unborn babies. Also, brain development of the baby in the uterus. That's when you start using omega-3. Mothers who use omega-3 before they conceive, and the ones they give birth to children who are seeing. They give birth to children who can do so, who are very active and very mobile. And the child has been born today and is doing the activities of a child who's 2 weeks old, because they've been using the products before they gave birth, before they conceived, and before the children were born. Another thing that another testimony I want to talk about, also the lady who had stroke. This girl met me somewhere. I was working in the ward, and she had stroke. I think she had some calcium deficiency. So she came to see this girl was very young. This girl's young, stroke. She does not have a big weight. I realized now there's a problem. Yes, children before 4 should always be. In fact, that child is late. A child should not take supplements in the stomach. And they want to give birth to your child, take a NutriShake and put a bit of omega-3, grind the Vita squares, put inside and give them. Instead of giving plain water, some water, and then mix with Vita squares and give them in the water, or in a bit of milk. Or mix NutriShake with milk, give your child. Grind Vita squares, Vita gut, put inside, and omega-3, give your child. These children become very, very healthy. So what happened? This lady came into the ward, and she was a very young girl with stroke, no weight, no nothing. I don't know, this guy just gave I told the mother, buy this omega-3 and this Calmag. Surprisingly, after 2 days, the girl was up and down running around. She was even looking for agents now to start. It was around 16, 17. I was wondering, stroke at 17. But it all comes up to the diet. You know, that even also our adolescents are eating. It's a crazy diet, and it's really affecting also their bodies. So this one is help with our products also help with things like stroke. But when you have stroke, that means the muscles of the body are not transferring the blood not circulating in all the areas of your body. And in most cases, the second stroke is the fatal one. The first stroke can lead up to a bit of paralysis, but the second one is really very, 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 very fatal. So that one is very good for use. And the products have also been able to help another lady who had a problem with bleeding, a lot of excessive bleeding, and she used to come to not even be able to work, my colleague. Very high blood pressure and excessive bleeding. And you know what they were giving her in the hospital? They were giving her injections in Kenyatta. And what she developed a very deep voice. In fact, one day, and was the other one, she was in the, used to come to work, then you change from civilian clothes to official wear. I heard somebody talking in our room in a very deep voice. And I asked, was it at the ladies' room? We have gentleman's room and ladies' room. I went to check Esther. Esther, you mean now you're talking like a man? Told me, Lucy, I don't know what to do. I went to hospital because I was bleeding. I was given an injection. Now imagine I even growing beards. My voice deeper than my husband's. We're having problems in the home. Even bedroom issues me, I cannot. Now I think I'm becoming a man or something because I'm even growing hair on my body. And you know, at times they're giving this injection, at times still bleeding, at times it stops, at times starts again. So I really got stranded. I looked at her and I wondered, oh my, now where do I start this one? How much I know about her supplements? I don't know about, I said, now tell her what you need to do. Use formula and herbal, do a detox, and please, I don't know, you need to do a lot of exercise. And take it from me, don't go for the next injection because already you are like a man. If you go for another one, what will you be? That's what I told her. I think, and then after that, now she also disappeared. I don't know to where. To go to, I think she just left Kenya, went to another country, but she had also really used the products. And I changed, I could hear her voice now was like before, because she stopped talking like a man. You know that excessive bleeding stopped. Also, we also need to use omega-3 before birth because of the favor of the mother, helping the mother and the child, and postnatally, because after when you give birth, the mothers at times you can have high blood pressure, at times there's excessive bleeding, at times the bones are aching. Also, calcium and magnesium is very, very good for mothers who have given birth, before and after. Calcium before, calcium is good for the bones of the baby so that they can get strong bones and very healthy before they even born. Now, after delivery, also the mother should use calcium and magnesium. For one thing, because of heart health. Also because hospitals can also give enough minerals to her baby. Because if just some mothers after they give birth, they lose their teeth. Dr. Mama anakwambia mimi kijana yangu alinyonya, sasa meno zingine hakuna. They say now this child breastfeed this child until now he even ate my teeth, the local language down there in the village. That's what they say. This child also went away with some of my teeth. This is because these ladies have a deficiency of calcium. She has a deficiency of calcium, she has delivered, she has conceived, she has given birth, and she has to breastfeed this child. So further now they lose teeth in the process because of not breastfeeding. And that disappears their hairline. Their hairline disappears here. They start losing hair. It's basically because of lack of vitamin B. Because of vitamin B deficiency, it makes you lose hair. And if your hair was growing long, it starts cutting off. In fact, if you want to grow healthy hair, or ladies in their room, in the house, vitamin B is a trick, plus threonine and maybe CoQ10. So it's a very, very exciting program to use, because the more you use vitamin B, the more you help your baby. Also, vitamin B helps in this problem of the spinal cord of the baby, because when some kids are born with something called spina bifida. Spina bifida is a medical condition for children who have got a weak spinal cord, whereby the spinal cord is curved. It looks as if there's something swelling growing at the back here. Basically, because the mothers don't have enough B vitamin in their body when they're conceiving these children. So they are born with a weak spine and they grow up with a deformed back, which is very, very traumatic because they cannot walk well. They have a lot of pain and they grow up deformed. As an adult, they also, the backs, they never recover because they're born like that. So also vitamin B is also very good for mothers. Very, very good because of also for the young children. They also need to take Vita Squares and Vita Guard for adequate growth and development. And the Vita Guard is very good also for the young children who can grow to healthy adolescent children, because the zinc is very good for prostate health. Zinc is what makes a boy to be a man. Kids of deficiency of zinc in the body, they have soprano voice. If they are boys, they talk they talk like girls. And when these boys are not growing beards like the others, their secondary sexual characteristics are not developed very when children don't have zinc in their bodies. Same thing applies to the girls. When a girl was in deficiency of zinc, they have a flat, she's 16 years, she has not started her periods. The chest is flat, no hip, no nothing, she's not growing as tall as the others. So when you use zinc on adolescents, it also helps their health and they grow to be healthy young ladies. Because you know, when you go to school and your colleagues have boobs and you don't have, it's a challenge. They also tease you a lot, asking you why aren't you like them. You know, they don't understand. So it's also very good for them to use our products, especially VitaGuard and Vita Squares. When they're young and as they're still growing, also need to use. Also, calcium prevents hyperactivity in young children, especially VitaGuard and calcium and magnesium. Hyperactivity, the system whereby infant children are not able to concentrate well in class. Also, when you add omega-3, they have attention deficiency disorder, whereby they are not concentrating very well in class. So when you give them VitaGuard, it's very, very good for them to use. And it also helps, you know, the questions on the screen are distracting me. when you give them VitaGuard and Vita Squares, helps them add plus omega-3, helps them position in class. And these kids will always be the top in their class because of the enhanced brain development and the concentration span in class. Also, when you add mind enhancement, also adds another boost to the children, also for yourself. Now, I want to give a testimony about myself. Currently, I'm also doing an advanced course in language. And I have an adult daughter who has children. I think my first grandchild is around 13 or 14 years. He's a boy, very bright boy in school. So imagine in the class, sometimes I feel like laughing. When I given work to do by the teacher, me within 5 minutes, even if it's 5 pages or 4 pages, me, I'm through. I've done everything. Like what we did last week is still in my brain because I use a lot of products. So when we are given work to do, within a few minutes, me, I'm through. I'm wondering, hey, what are people doing in the class? They're not, where am they finished? I start doing my other things there. And then the teacher asked me, hey, Lucy, are you finished? Yes. Hey, you are so fast. And they always know. When they ask a question, I'm always the ones to answer. When they give us access to do a family finish fast for everybody in class. And most of these guys, I think they're half my age. Yet they cannot keep up with my IQ and the speed at which I do things in class. So these products are very, 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 very good for us to use. The other day I went for a checkup in a hospital, and my doctor told me, Lucy, structure of a person who's under 30 years. My teeth show my age is below 30. I laughed. I asked him why, doctor. No. As per my training, you know what? How they discover your age. You know what happens when somebody dies and a body is thrown in the wood? When they take the bone structures, able to know this person is male or female, genetic modification, and the age of the person. So from there, they're able to know this person might be this from this age to this age, and generally, and the ethnic ethnicity of the person, whether it's a black person or white person or from whatever part of the world. Also from the dental makeup, that's when I realized now from your teeth, they're able to know your age. So he told me, Lucy, your dental makeup is like the one of a 30-year-old. I was so surprised. I really laughed that day. Basically because me, I've never had toothache. And I've never had any problems with my teeth. Since I was born, they're just the way they are. It might be from my genes, but from the products I use, my diet and my lifestyle also matters a lot in how you are and how your life continues from where you are. Because I have a grandmother who died at 107. And the challenge was looking for somebody to give a history on her the day she was buried. But excitingly, they found the sister who was 112 who gave a history. That one basically means, because I asked my mother, I told me, hey, you know, up country here, even getting a 60-year-old, it's very hard because people die very early. Basically because of diet and lifestyle and lack of adequate nutrition. So when you take care of yourself, it takes care of yourself in the genes and you live longer, you become more healthy as you grow older. And you can be able to do anything you want to do with your life. So long as you are focused on improving your health. Now, there's something I would have liked to share. I don't know whether I still have time, Fred.
Oh, time is not on our side. We are actually...
Yeah. So I think what I wanted to share, I need another session another time because I want to talk about liver health, but that's a very big topic on its own.
Okay, we can arrange and do a session on that. Yes.
Yeah. I think I need to stop because of the time limit, but there are a lot of things that you can, but the thing you can do for yourself as a favor is increase your activity level and reduce your animal proteins. If you can start reducing and get rid of it and start eating beans and other things, really improve on your health on the long term. Because of the hormones that are there in the meat you're eating every day. Our meat has too much hormones. It's not good for us. I think I'll stop there. Maybe you can share more another time.
Okay, thank you so much, Lucy. That was awesome. You've actually shared quite a bit on various other issues other than what you are talking about, the high blood pressure, and that was very, very good. And yes,
Yeah,
we're going to have you again. We are going to organize a session and we'll talk about liver health, and we can see
Yeah.
what else to combine with it so that you can be able to learn some more.
Yeah, okay.
So guys, you have it there. You've had it from Lucy. She's had a lot of experience with patients in the ward and helping them with our products. And you've had the benefits of our products. And like she said, it's not that you are saying that medication is bad. If you are sick, then definitely you need a prescription from the doctor. But on top of that, use the supplements so that now you can strengthen the body, because food finally is what will heal your body, not medicine. The food is the one that will heal your body. It will enable your body to strengthen itself and avoid the disease from recurring, and you can live a longer, healthier life. So we've come to the end of our session. We'll have the recording of this particular session later this evening, that you can be able to go through it and review it and learn a few things. Maybe you could have missed something, or you can share it with a friend. Next week, we'll be back again to discuss a different topic of health. But for the guests who are here, I just want to mention that you have a choice. You can either buy these products from the person who invited you. I can see there's somebody from Cameroon who was asking how they can get the products. The person who invited you to this call will be able to connect you with a company in Cameroon, and you can be able to become a distributor. Then you can be able to be accessing the products from the company at wholesale price. And that's the best place to be. Join the company, become a distributor, access these products at wholesale price, save some money. Because like Lucy has said, your health is a lifestyle. The issues of health is about lifestyle. It's not about healing a condition and then you go back to your bad lifestyle. No, no, no. Supplementation is supposed to be a long-term, lifetime journey whereby you take care of your health so long as you're on this planet. So long as you're eating food, then you should be supplementing your diet so that you can be able to ensure that you're getting the nutrients that your body needs. And your body can serve you for 100 years plus without many, many health challenges. So it is better to join and become a distributor and buy for yourself. But if you say joining is not for you, then at least buy the products from the person who invited you, start using them for yourself. And the very basic product you can start with, you can do a Pro Vitality Plus, that is a basic product, or you can do an omega-3 and a threonine and a CalMag. Start from somewhere. Even if you don't have all that money, start from somewhere. Your heart is going to thank you for that. Otherwise, it was great talking to you. We'll see you again next week on Sunday when you're going to discuss a different part of health. And remember, when you join NEOLIFE, it's not just about health. It's also about making money. It's about changing people's lives, making a positive difference in people's lives. And it's also about traveling, lifestyle, having fun, and really living this life to the fullest. It was great talking to you. Have a nice evening. God bless you all.